Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Today, I wanted to do a brief video about passion. And a lot of people think romantically when they think of passion. So I wanted to give a little bit of background and information about it and kind of give you some ideas on how to integrate that more into your life. So, passion is defined as a strong and barely controllable emotion that is a strong and motivating force for you. And it can be hobby related, it can be work related, but for a lot of people, when they make their passion their work, it takes a lot of the enjoyment out of it because then they feel obligated to do it rather than just getting to enjoy it. But I think that if you find the activity energizing, it's one of those filling your cup activities. And if you aren't quite sure what I'm talking about, a lot of people say you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're not looking after yourself and, doing things that make you happy, you can't help others because you have to help yourself first. And if you're not happy and fulfilled, then you're going to have a hard time supporting and giving that energy to other people. So for some people, their passion, they have their job and it's fine and, they do it because they need money, but then their passion could be woodworking. And they just love, they get in their shop, in the garage maybe, and they start working and it just completely lights them up and changes their entire energy. And for some people, they don't get as much of those types of activities in their week as they would like to. So I want to give you some ideas on how to add more of those things to your week. So if you're not sure what you're passionate about, there's usually a couple of hints. So the first is that it's really easy for you to talk about. So for example, I could talk about dogs all day. I could talk about books all day, no problem. And I can talk about food all day. Those are some of my favorite things. Things that you want to include others in. So I love talking about dogs, but I also love going for walks with other people who have dogs. And I also love cooking and eating with other people and sharing my meals with them because they can tell how excited I am about it and it gets them more excited. And it's helped sharing that energy with them. There are also a lot of clubs or groups on the topic. So there are a lot of doggy playdate groups. There's a lot of recipe sharing groups, that kind of thing. So if you're not sure what your hobby is, try looking for some Facebook groups or groups in your area that you like the topic of. So even if it's something like knitting or a book club or something like that, see if you can get a little more involved in that because that'll add that structure and a little bit, you kind of guaranteed to get that little bit of thing that you love in your week if it's a little more regimented. But in order to add these activities, something that I do is a weekly reflection. And it has 6 questions, but the last 2 questions is, how did I experience joy this week? So what are the things that I did that made me feel really good? And I'll write them all out. And it'll give me more examples of things that I'm passionate about and that make me happy. And then my last question for my weekly reflection is, how can I add more of that into the next week? So I usually do these on Sundays, and obviously I do it in my passion planner. Ironic that their name is also Passion, but I thought it was perfect. So for example, when I did my reflection, I have my first quarantine haircut today, and I haven't had a haircut since March, so it's quite long. But that's something that I'm really excited about this week. But other things, my dog has a play date this week. That's something that we both get excited about. I have a dinner with my family that I'm really excited about. I have a call with a friend I haven't talked to in a long time. That's something I get excited about. I planned a yoga morning. That's something I also get excited about. But these are things that I know that are coming up. So even if I'm feeling stressed out, I know that I have those to look forward to. So take a minute when you have some time. I know it's the morning for a lot of people. And write down the things that you did this past week that make you really happy. So if I'm flipping back to last week, I got my car diagnosed with the issue, and they can order the part and it's covered under warranty, so I don't have to pay to have my car repaired, which makes me obviously very happy. You can tell by the way I'm talking about it. What else? I discovered the show Queer Eye, and it's making me really happy to see the people's lives completely change around. What else? I made a really good meal prep, and the food was really good, so that I got excited about. We helped my mom get rid of her old dresser. That was really exciting. I had a call with one of my friends, so that was also exciting. But just kind of things that you can do to get yourself excited. Because I find if you have time in your day that you plan these things in, whether it's morning or night, it gets you excited to wake up. And then even after a long day of work, you're still excited because there's still something to look forward to, rather than coming home, going to sleep, and doing it all over again the next day. It adds a little bit of variety. So hopefully you found that helpful. If you're still not sure what you're passionate about, I'm more than happy to talk to you and help you figure it out. But for most people, they know right away what makes them happy. So for some people, it's their work. It's, helping others, or if they're really into accounting, maybe accounting is what they're passionate about. But everybody has something. And right now, we could all use a little more joy in our lives, so I hope that you can find something that you're passionate about and add little bits of it to your week, whether it's having a 10-minute dance party with your toddler in the kitchen, whether it's gardening, or, I don't know, using clay to make a pot for your house. I don't know. But everybody has something, so I hope that you can find your thing and add a little extra of it into your week this week. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you later this week for an Instagram Live.